Billy Bonkers coming at ya live and direct, as you know, right? Yeah, listen, before I say anything else, right? Don't forget to subscribe and sit down there, ring the bell, okay? Make sure you ring it. Okay, yesterday, I had such a great response, right, with regard to the buffet patties, those nice little patties, you know, it's called Jamaican patty, this sweet thing, yeah? So what I'm going to be doing is, because I had so many people inboxing me and asking me the recipe and asking me things about the recipe, I thought, you know what, I'll just do it. I'll actually do it and I'll share my sacred family recipe with the world, because good things are made for sharing, innit? So that is what I'm going to do. So without any further ado, yeah, on this lovely, it's a lovely day today. Without any further ado, let's go into the kitchen. Yeah. Right, you're going to need a nice skillet and a greased and tin-foiled baking tray to stick in your oven. These are the two things that you're basically going to need. Okay, peeps, for the ingredients section, I'm going to be using fresh herbs. You can see I've got my lovely fresh herbs all here. A bit of thyme, parsley, whatever. I've just got all of that going on there. But concentrating on the point of focus, I've got my spring onions. I've harvested this myself. These are also known as scallion. You'll be needing those. You'll be needing one small onion, Scotch bonnet pepper, one egg, some Parkland jerk seasoning, right? The origins of jerk, some Jamaican curry powder, and some haldi, which is turmeric powder, which I'm putting extra quantities of in because of its fantastic health benefits, which are really something that you really want to get into. Also, I've got some minced beef here. It's 5% fat, because you know, if the less fat you have in your food, the better it is for you. I've got some fresh garlic. I don't know if I've said olive oil and black pepper already, but I've got some olive oil there instead of shortening, because I prefer olive oil to shortening, and butter. I've got 2 Maggi cubes, and I've got a secret recipe just there. You've just seen it just for a little bit. I won't show you too much of it, but it's a secret recipe, and it really is a secret recipe. But if you want to find out what that is, you're going to have to subscribe, because I'm not going to tell you what the secret recipe is unless you subscribe. Okay, and let's see, what else have we got here? And that's it. So let's start cooking. Right, this is my mince. What I've done here is, rather than put it in the microwave to defrost it, I've opted to chop it up basically with the cleaver, and give it more surface area and allow it to thaw at room temperature. I don't know if it makes any difference, but I prefer for meat to thaw at room temperature. Over here, we've got the spring onions, which have been finely chopped, as you can see, and the onions, that small onion, has been finely cut, along with the garlic, the Scotch bonnet, the thyme, and the parsley. Now this is what I really want to show you. This is the Portland spice. Now everything that I've shown you so far is for the meat. This has got pimento in it and all sorts of lovely little goodies. It's also got Scotch bonnet in it. You can see the seeds in there. It's very, very good stuff. And the secret recipes under there, which I'm not going to tell you what. You've got to subscribe for that. Right, let's get to the pot. Okay, kitchen time, right? What you do is you get your oil hot, get some nice olive oil in there. Don't get it too hot, but you do want it too hot, but you don't want it to smoke. Yeah? Right, you see that sizzle? That tells you that it's time. First thing you do is you get that small onion and you pop it in. Right, you pop that in. You get your, this is one hand cameraman. You get your you get your spring onions, pop them in. What's that? Yeah, that's about right. And then you've got your spices, which you've got to pop in. So I'll pick up that board, pick up the board, and I'll chuck that in. Right, that's how to put everything. Right, that's the one hand man going to become a hand man. A huntsman. And I'll take some of the heat out of the Scotch bonnet. Now do remember that you've got your spices. Right, I'm just sweating these down. And then we're going to add the mince. And we're going to put the mince in there. We're going to put that mince in there. Not on top of it. We're going to take the onions out. We're going to put the mince in. And we're going to seal it which means to make sure that it all becomes brown and crispy around the edges. That's a nice filling for our patty. You've got to cook that just until it's sweated through and just before it caramelizes, not when it caramelizes. Well, you can do. If you prefer it that way, you can. I prefer to have it with a little bit of something in there. Right, let's move on. And a lot later, it looked like this. Right, I'm here right now, and as you can see, I've put the sealed meat with the vegetables. I'm just turning it together with the Portland spice and all of the spices. That's absolutely everything is in there now, apart from the secret ingredient. That's right. And I'm just pushing it around. I've got a metal spatula and a stainless steel pan. And when it starts to stick to the pan, that's an indicator that it's just about to burn. So it's caramelizing. As it starts sticking, those are the seasons, that's the herbs and everything, sticking to the meat. Yes, it's sticking to the meat. Or if you could, I wish you could smell this right now. It's unbelievable. It's just like, oh. And the thing is, you can't eat it because it's too spicy. You can't eat. You want to get a spoon and just eat it, but you cannot. You just cannot. You've got to go and make the pastry, which is the next phase. That is looking absolutely lovely. Now watch this, people. Right, I'm going to do that. Right, I'm going to show you a little trick that I'm going to do later on with my special ingredient. And you know what, I'm going to make it really easy for you guys, right? Anyone who can guess what it is, if someone can guess what the ingredient is, I will release the information before the subscription. You've got to subscribe anyway. Right, okay, and that's, oh, look at that go. I should taste it, really. Part of the job of being in the kitchen is tasting. Bloody hell. Ooh. Ooh la la. I love this job. I love cooking so much. There it is. Now it's doing that thing I was talking about sticking. You can see the colour changing. That is when you stop. That simple. Just stick and stop. Okay, now we move on to making the dough. Oh, do you like this plate, by the way? Look at this little plate. What's in the Caribbean? There's a mountain. And then, just look. And there's the moon and there's a wedding. It could be a Holy Communion. But okay. Okay, check this out, right? There's the flour. If you look, you can actually see the grains. It's quite coarse, like I said, like cornmeal almost. A quarter of the size of a grain of sugar. So it's quite bulky. This is the curry powder. And get them right. Yeah, this one's the curry powder, and this one's the turmeric. They're almost the same colour. Can you see that? They're almost the same colour. They're going to be thrown straight in. And I'm going to use a fork to mix it through first. Yeah, this is before I use my olive oil. I want to make sure that there's no lumps in it. And it's mixed right. It smells amazing, and it's mixed right through. I'm also going to put a pinch of sea salt in there, and I've got some cane sugar tablets that I'll show you in a little while, because I've got to go in the cupboard to get them. This is raw cane sugar. I'm going to use a very small amount. This is the container it comes in. I'm going to use a very small amount of that in there. And what we do is we add the olive oil and we stir it, and it's like it starts getting quite clumpy. What we want to do is we make, it looks like the sun's on the beach here. What we actually want to do is we want to make it look like sand, which is exactly what it's becoming. It smells amazing. But as you can see, it's starting to look more and more like sand. So make sure that we get that olive oil absolutely everywhere. After that, what you do is you get one of these. You'll get one of these. And what you'll then have to do is to get one of these and pop it in there. Pop it in the bag. Make sure there's no air in it. Take all the air out of it. Seal it. And put it in the fridge. The moisture has been absorbed into the dough, into the flour itself. So now it's got a nice soft texture. You want your dough to be soft but dry. Soft but dry, not hard. It's got to be soft. So it's malleable. Keep it on the board. Tell me when. Now, many of you have got wine bottles floating around. I've seen so many posts about wine bottles. Wine bottles make excellent rolling pins. Roll and rotate, roll and rotate. That way you get to spread it out. I'm trying to get this as big as the board, and then I'm gonna take out these things. I was telling you that this flour was different from the ordinary flour. It's quite grainy, and actually, I'm actually really enjoying this. I'm really looking forward to the end product because I think it's gonna have that texture, that more rustic texture, which is worth looking out for and trying to get hold of. It's practically illegal. Look at the size of these patties. You know what I mean? And I'm literally going to just take that and cut loads and loads of little circles all the way throughout it, making it really simple for you. Okay, which one of you guys is Spartacus? No, I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. Okay, these are the ones I've got lined up at the moment. Okay, and the excess dough means I've got to make some more and some more and some more and some more, and then I'll put them in the oven. So that's what we're doing. We're putting the meat in centrally in the middle, and then we're pinching from one end. It's very difficult to show. We're pinching from one end, like this, and then slowly across the top to the other. Because if you try to fold it, it will just collapse. Okay? So that's that part. 1 second. Okay, these lovelies are now ready on a pre-oiled or pre-greased bit of foil on an oven tray. The oven's preheating, so it's going to get to a nice. I'm putting it to maximum, in fact, because I want to crisp it off very, very quickly. The meat inside is thoroughly cooked, and if you look carefully, you can see I've pierced 2 holes. They're like little faces, aren't they? I've pierced 2 holes in each one. There's 33 of them there, so they're nice little nibbles, and they're bite size, and yeah. And there we have it. Billy Bonkers does it again. Have a look at these. That's right, buffet Jamaican patties. Delicious, succulent, and tasty. Now, I'm gonna ask you to do me a little favour. Actually, I'm gonna beg you. See down there, subscribe and ring that bell, yeah? And when you ring the bell, you'll get the notifications and you'll know not only the secret recipe, but also when other recipes and other videos are coming out. Until then, keep safe. Now, it's practically illegal. Look at the size of these patties. You know what I mean? And I'm literally going to just take that and cut loads and loads of little circles all the way throughout it, making it really simple for you. Okay, which one of you guys is Spartacus? No, I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. Okay, these are the ones I've got lined up at the moment. Okay, and the excess dough means I've got to make some more and some more and some more and some more, and then I'll put them in the oven. So that's what we're doing. We're putting the meat in centrally in the middle, and then we're pinching from one end. It's very difficult to show. We're pinching from one end, like this, and then slowly across the top to the other. Because if you try to fold it, it will just collapse. Okay? So that's that part. 1 second. Okay, these lovelies are now ready on a pre-oiled or pre-greased bit of foil on an oven tray. The oven's preheating, so it's going to get to a nice. I'm putting it to maximum, in fact, because I want to crisp it off very, very quickly. The meat inside is thoroughly cooked, and if you look carefully, you can see I've pierced 2 holes. They're like little faces, aren't they? I've pierced 2 holes in each one. There's 33 of them there, so they're nice little nibbles, and they're bite size, and yeah.